Well, well, well. Hello, everyone. I'm Take, you're you, and it's good to be alive. Welcome back to We Don't Do Commentary, but we should. Just about a year later, every time LUTI comes around, and we waffle on whether or not BSIB wants to compete. This is year number 2 in our streak of not competing and then being like, all right, but we still love being around. That's the best I can commit to. We love being around, so what better way to be around than to commentate our friends, our family, and yeah, that's what you're seeing today. So we're gonna get rolling here. I have my good friend Sparda with me. Sparda, how are you doing today?
I'm doing fine. And if at least the first half of this set, if I sound like I'm struggling, just finished pizza, so my bad.
Yeah, we were doing a couple of practice runs before this just to make sure that we still got it. And bro was choking on pizza, choking on candy. So if this man goes down mid commentary, just know that he died for the love of the game. So, but no, that's not gonna happen. We got two teams today. We have Saca mode versus Gelato Gems. We've got our full. No, we're still waiting on one more person. And so yeah, let's talk about these teams. Saca mode. There's a lot to unpack here with Saca mode. Let's start with the name. So Saca mode, right? First thing that should jump out at you, it's very similar to sicko mode, right? We're going sicko mode, sick'em daddy kind of situation, right? So Saca mode, there's more to it. It's like an onion. It's got layers. Saca mode, the first half of your Saca comes from a fish, which very apt for Splatoon. Saca bombaspis. Indeed, you heard that right. Saca bombaspis is a crazy-looking, funky fish, which if you saw the thumbnail for this stream, it's a cute little goofy guy, right? Bro has been extinct for a very, very long time, but something swell about them. They are an armored, jawless fish. And speaking of armored and potentially jawless, we don't know. The roster for Saca mode is going to be two members of Krill Streak. We love them dearly. Incredible artists, great players. They're sneaky. They've been around the block for a long time. That's got to be Mart and Milk. Our very own Ravioli is subbing, not subbing, is on the team playing, subbing away from us, I guess is where I was going with that. And then AC Drift as well is on the team, and together they make a great force. We're gonna see them putting their heart and soul into this. They play a lot of roller, which is not drift necessarily. The team in general, there's a lot of roller being played, which is near and dear to my heart. So expect some criticism from the roller man. Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing what happens. Spartalino, who is Saca mode going head to head with?
I'd love to tell you, but first, a little bit of breaking the immersion. Give me the full screen so I have eyes. Then, their opponent. Let me pull up my very professional notes here. Gelato Gems, headed by Luna, Dr. Lion, Crystal, and EJ. Luna being an old head from the Splatoon 1 days, if I'm correct on that. Spearheading the team as what appears to be their front line with shooters with the side of Mini, that being Mini Splatling. Dr. Lion being their sword person with a dash of dualies. Crystal being their ooh, pizza coming back for vengeance here. They're a bucket person, and EJ kind of being a backline flex with Pencil, Blaster, and Dynamo. So I'm really eager to see what ends up playing out as we head into game one. And I was not paying attention because I wasn't reading my notes. Splat zones on Mahi. Oh my goodness, I hate Mahi.
It's hard to get down with the sickness after that. Oh, speaking of getting down with sickness, you're never gonna see.
LUTI. We love to see the disconnects. I wasn't paying attention. So I didn't know if there was an error or that was just Splatoon being Splatoon. We're trying to tap into our sources to give you the information as it releases.
We'll pass it over to Cal on the spot. Okay. Yeah. As they set the room back up, we will get back in there, but it gives everybody time to find your seats, jump in for the stream, grab some snacks or food, but stay away from pizza apparently, because that'll do you in. Yeah, sometimes that happens with the lobbies, of course, you know. We just blow up. That's the game that we know and love and love to hate sometimes. For audio, okay, let me turn you up just a smidgen, Sparta, so we can hear you choking.
All right. I guess that gives me some time to finish talking about Gelato Gems. They're a newer team from the research that I was given. That they were formed on February 2nd of this year, and their most recent thing that I could find was that they won silver bracket of Koro Clash not too long ago, maybe a couple weeks ago. So I'm really excited to see how this goes, because I'm definitely more familiar with Saca mode. As a matter of fact, I was part of the scrim against them a couple weeks ago. Got a little bit of insider knowledge. And of course, you know, my boy Rav, gotta cheer him on. But since I'm at the commentator's desk, I gotta be a little bit more neutral.
A little bit more neutral. That is correct. Quick disclaimer, of course, for anybody who's seen Burger commentary before, you might be familiar with that. I am going to be doing the camera controls, so if I seem like a big old fool, sometimes it's just a little bit difficult to multitask. But we're launching in to Splat Zones on Mahi Mahi. It is a small map, it is full of chaos. We're going to have some dynamos, probably some blasters and swords. So lock in, because here we go for game number 1.
And I'm actually pretty surprised that the team comps are pretty normal for the most part. Got pencil backline on the side of Gelato, and for the Saca boys, we got the backline being the heavy. And boy, can I talk about heavy for a long time, but unfortunately, 52 going down immediately to what I think was the sword. Right now, looks like Gelato has a pretty convincing first team fight here, taking the zone and making progress. Saca mode throwing out a wave breaker to try to get their boys in, but I'm not really sure if there was much value gained in that. But with the combined power of Dynamo and Heavy, getting zone isn't really that bad, and considering that Mahi's gimmick is that it becomes a real map right about now, I think it's going to favor them a lot more, especially with the huge paint that they have with Heavy and Splatling. As that comes into fruition, they take zone, they push back Gelato back to their spawn. The 52 getting picked off by the pencil there. The Heavy trying their best to maintain the neutral by keeping zone painted. Ooh, going for the oh, they managed to get the wave breaker out, but they go down and like a soft wipe. Gelato once again claiming the map again. What do you? How do you think this is gonna go, Doctor?
So far, it's been in the favor of Gelato Gems. They've had a really strong handle on the zone. The Pencil's holding this back line, and they're coolering their team to have the bravery to get in there. The Sword seemed to be picking up a lot at the beginning that really made the momentum shift in the favor of Gelato Gems, and they're trying to see if they can do it again. I think the Gal is trying to play aggro, but having a hard time jumping in there with the paint. They're looking for that kill on the Sword. They get one hit. They're dancing around. They nearly have it, and the Sword zips out to try and see if they can escape this. The duel goes on while the zone is still blue. And yeah, like you said, the real map is at play. Those sides have come up, so we've got that full map. As Saca mode is getting their foot into this game a little bit more. They put that penalty on the zone, and they've got 4 up. They're looking to see what picks they can find, as we see that Mart is able to get a further up position than they've had this whole game in the zone, and being able to put a little bit more pressure on with the Heavy. They almost find the pick on Crystal, who survives the reef. What's okay, but heavens. Well, if you don't believe in magic and miracles, I sure do. What the hell did we just see?
I know I've been away from 6-2 for a while, but I'm not really sure if that was part of the patch notes.
Yeah, you ain't seen that new special, the Superman?
Plane of existence.
So I guess with the disconnect rules, it seems like they have to keep on playing this one out.
Yeah, I was actually just about to say that. too much time has passed, and the score has gone past 50. So Gelato is just gonna have to clutch up and try to win this 3v4. And I mean, I've seen stranger things happen. I mean, they could pull this out, but especially with a team comp with Dynamo and Heavy on the side of I almost said Saca Sumoto. That's something else completely. Saca mode. I feel like, honestly, I feel like this is just unrecoverable. I mean, Saca mode quickly took back the map, and I don't really think there's a viable way for Gelato to get back in. That was a very unfortunate disconnect.
You hate to see it. That is a rough one. I don't really remember the exact disconnect rules for LUTI, if they're much different than, you know, other tournaments going, but sometimes you just have to play it out. For a minute there, it seemed like the Gelato Gems, it seemed like they were gonna keep that zone, and they're trying real hard. They're not giving up. The sword is zipping back here, seeing if they can find something, but that pressure from the Heavy is keeping them from running amok. They're gonna zip back to their recall spot, the recall point, and it seems like they're gonna get away with it too. A lot of pressure. They get one pick and then are taken down. Marta's having a fight with Luna here in the zone. Luna takes that one, and they're looking for this dynamo. They're like, they know they're there. They're looking for that. They have a pivot. They're trying to find it, but they need to be careful because that tidal wave from the dynamo is enough to take you out too sweet, especially on this map and mode. I don't know. We got 30 seconds left on the match. We see Saca mode still has the zone. They're ticking down, and they managed to get in the bubble, but Luna survived. Good maneuver there. It's just, I don't know if it's enough. A 3v4 is a tough one, especially in zones. But hey, that's not stopping our pencil from getting flow. They're believing, they're trying to paint, they're trying to find that pick on the dynamo. But with 10 seconds left, I don't know if we have the paint to flip this, Sparta.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is a done deal. There's just way too much effort to even come back from a situation like this, especially even if you get the trade, you're still down 2-3. It's a skip and a hop back to the zone. That's tragic because I feel like Gelato Gems were kind of set up to win that. They were making the correct plays at the correct time. Their pushes were coordinated. They did a really good job at holding mid until their bucket decided to ascend to a different plane of existence, and we find ourselves in a situation that just played out.
You know, that's a first for us, definitely. We've seen disconnects, we've seen weird connection moments, but that even though it was unfortunate, at least if you're gonna throw, make it funny is some of it's a mantra that we live by here at BSIB. If you're gonna throw, you gotta make it a bit, and they did a good job doing that. So thank you, Bucket, for making that probably the most memorable match of this set. And yeah, that was indeed. Oh no! Don't put me in there. I'm not ready to play. Oh wait, are we doing a 3v4 the whole way through?
Wait, is this? No, there's no way. There's no way.
This is about to be the most interesting commentary of all time. Can you believe it, Sparta? The 4 beat the 3 again for the 5th game in a row.
There's no way.
No.
All of a sudden. Do you have any word on the field right now? Do you have any intel of what's happening?
Not yet. They're readying up slowly, one by one. So I have a bitter feeling that this is. I think we're gonna play this out.
I'm really hoping that the match ends instantly the moment it boots up, because if this is how it's gonna play out, I think I can just safely give it to Saca mode, because 3v4s are not exactly ideal in a game like this.
No, not at all. Let's see what we're doing. Okay. Phew.
Okay, yeah. There we go. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Very well. Then sit tight, everybody. We're getting the lobby back to situated. I think even though LUTI has its frustrations, one of the nice things about it being like an event that you schedule your matches around is that when something like this happens, you're not holding up a bunch of different teams who are moving through the bracket and stuff like that. So while not ideal to have any disconnects, it's better here than in the middle of like a 2-day tournament. So hopefully their member is able to get everything back online, back to cooking, so we can zoom into what seems to be TC Hagglefish Market. While we're buying some time, Sparta, so the comp that we saw... Oh, wait, right, I wasn't in that last one. We had Heavy, right? We had Mini, we had a Sword.
Yeah.
There were a lot of... There was a pencil as well on the back line of Gelato Gems. So with a comp like that, it's not too many things that are outside of the box. In fact, I'd say it's pretty usual for TC Hagglefish Market, right? Gelato is going to have their pencil probably always on the tent in Hagglefish, and that's you know, you don't need a PhD in Splatoon to put that together. So if you're a Saca mode, what are you going to do to try and keep the pencil from setting up shop and just ruling the roost on top of that tent?
Honestly, in a situation like this, as sacrilegious as this is, I know people. I'm already getting ready for the tomatoes to get tossed at me here. If this was me, I would honestly go Torrance Hydra here, because in a map like Haggle, where the pencil will always just have eyes on you, on the either on the tent or from the little snipe grate in front of spawn, it is just a matchup that you will never win no matter what you do. So if I were in this situation, I would switch to Torrance Hydra, which in my opinion is probably the best Splatling to play in TC, period. But if I was forced to stay Splatling, I would honestly just hope that my front lines, I guess the Tetras, would probably focus more on trying to get flanks on the pencil, because it is not a pretty matchup to begin with when you have to deal with a pencil as a heavy. Even less if you have to stay on a tower, where they made the hitboxes bigger in the last patch, so the pencil sniping you is not that difficult. Based on what I see from what each team plays, though, I predict that maybe EJ is going to switch from pencil to Frozen Rapid Pro, I believe it's what it's called. Or no, the Winter Rapid Pro, just because it's a backline with a lot of tower clear, having suction bomb. It's a cooler, so you're still giving your team cooler, and it'll probably allow them to pivot to something a lot more dynamic, since TC is a much more aggressive mode than even Splat Zones. So I feel that while the team comp was relatively normal on that Mahi Zones game, I feel that we might see a little bit of a shakeup here. I'm going to predict T-Tech, Decav, Rapid, Winter, and maybe Sloshing Machine on the side of Gelato Gem. Wait.
Well, you'd be incorrect, because you predicted 4 weapons, and there's only 3.
What? They're playing this out? Oh, man.
I think they exploded from the lobby, because they were there up until the game started. Bummer. Well, you were right about T-Tech and Decaf, I see. You're right on the money with some of it.
Well, I guess I need to predict whether or not they'll have 3 or 4 players, huh?
Well, we're waiting for this one. Let me pull up the rules for... Oh, my wife just got home. Sorry, the beagle's gonna pop off a little bit. That's okay. We got a little bit of time. Hey, Clyde Stanley. Clyde. Please stop. Okay. Yeah, I'd like to pull up the rules for the LUTI DCs and stuff like that. Opponent Wi-Fi moment, Ravioli says. Yeah.
And let this be a lesson to all, as I munch this this chicken strip, let this be a reminder to everybody looking to play Splatoon. If you somehow find this stream, get wired, please, so you can avoid these kinds of situations.
It's good advice, you know. You could have the strongest wireless connection known to man, but even the strongest wireless is not going to be wired. I think especially with how volatile this game can be on the Switch, in particular the Switch 1. It's just, yeah, you can't beat a good Ethernet cable. I'm going to start, yeah, for our bit here is we're going to host a Burger Cup and have this big tournament. that were TOing and all that stuff. The prize is not going to be prize money because, right, Splatoon. The prize is going to be Ethernet cables for your team. We're gonna ship out Ethernet cables to everybody, and that's gonna be the prize. The Goat Callium from Hit Team High Point sent over the disconnect rules. Thank you so much for doing that, Cal. So each team is allowed a single disconnection game replay during a set as long as it abides by the following set of rules. Number 1, the disconnection occurred during the first half of the game. And of course, since they played out game number 1, that one doesn't count as any of their disconnects being used because they played it out, right? So the first one, or that last game, of course, that was before it even started. Number 2, the opposing team has not pushed the objective more than blah blah blah, and of course that didn't happen either. The remaining teammates of the disconnected player must stop immediately and force the game using blah blah blah. Okay, so then I'm sure they're chatting about what they are willing to count as a used disconnect and what they're not, right? Because the game's, it's sad to say, game 2 has not started. There's that disconnect both times, so I'm really hoping that they have a sub or somebody who's able to take that spot, because it seems like their router is fighting them tooth and nail and really wanting to give this one to Saca mode, but for a good clean match today, we are hoping that they're able to have a good 4v4.
That, and I mean, it must be really nerve-wracking on the side of Gelato Gems that, like, this is your LUTI debut, right? Like, this is a newly formed team. You won silver bracket in a different tournament, so you kind of want to show your stuff, and this is not the start that you would want. Disconnections keeping you from winning your first game can set the tone for the rest of the season. So I really hope that the connection issues get settled, because that would be a really rough start to your LUTI season if you go out not because your opponent is better, but because your connection to the host has been lost 5 times in a row.
I'm hoping that maybe we're picking a new... Yeah, okay. So a new host is being selected. We'll see if that helps any of the connection issues here. Sometimes just having a new host is enough to kind of get the game back in gear. So hopefully hopefully we've waffled for long enough and the DCs are behind us so we can see what happens on Hagglefish. Good predictions though, spot on. I think 2 of the 4, maybe 3 of the 4, depending on what their 4th was going to run. You said T-Tech for those strikes and that paint, and then Decav as well. I think people who are familiar with the channel, or me in particular, will be very aware that I despise Decavitator. I think it is a very strong weapon, but it's a very good tool in tower control because, of course, you've got a little bit of range to be able to scare people away from the tower. You've got that one shot if people are trying to swim up the wall. You can charge that and swat them away. And then, of course, you have Bubble as well, which Bubble is a great tool to keep those checkpoints, to try and get your team boys brave to get in there, ride the objective, push that tower along. So if we'll see that they seem to have a really strong showing with just the biggest problem being the connection. So let's see if they can get that all situated. Our lobby isn't up yet, but that's fine. This on a kind of goofy note, but I mean legitimately, Sparta, this is good practice for us, right? Because stuff like this happens all the time, especially on LANs where somebody's headphones aren't working or somebody's switch isn't connecting or stuff like that where you need to account for. So this is good for us.
Yeah, I mean, give us some time to practice yapping over dead air, but I guess to fill out the time, I'll go over what another possibility would be, because I was just so bamboozled about the DCs that I wasn't really paying attention to what Saca mode was using for their backline that game. I think the call here would be to switch to heavy deco, because even if you're in a situation where you know that the pencil is just going to force you out, you might as well pop Kraken and like just start dispersing the crowd a little bit, kind of cause some chaos. And if you manage to get a pick, just get back out or get out of there and start painting again. I don't know if they stayed vanilla heavy. That's not the call that I would make. I feel that I don't. I feel that them staying. I mean, they can't change now, obviously, due to the rules and all that. But there's I guess if I was the pencil player, I would just stay on pencil and not switch to rapid, just because the matchup with the map mode is just so good. There's no reason to like. I'm really curious to see how they manage to keep the heavy alive, because I don't really think they have any bubble on their team. I don't know if any of them play a blaster, because that was my discovery today. You learn something new every day. I learned that V blaster has bubble.
It's always funny, like, when a weapon is not picked very often, somebody busts it out and you're like, wait, that's in the game? We had that yesterday with the rusty-looking wiper. I can't even remember what the name of it is called, like the
sticker.
No, not the Splatana, like the wiper.
Oh, wait, what?
See, yeah, exactly. Uh-oh. Please stay in there.
Oh god, please, dude.
Fight the battle.
Dun, dun,
Ah.
Oh man.
We'll get there, folks. All good things are worth the wait. We'll get there. No, it's the let me pull it up. That gives me the time to find the dang thing. It's this guy, the Splatana Wiper Rust, that has Curling Bomb and Zuka. Yeah, what is that? This is in the game? Nobody plays this. Which, I mean, maybe this has my name on it. Curling Bombs, love. Wiper, not as love, but yeah, no. I was not born to be a wiper. And I'm not great with Zuka, so that's a little bit of a tall order. Let's see. Ah. Yeah, see. Ah.
Hey, well, you got splash damage. Oh, you got splash damage. All right.
At the very least, that guy would be shaking in his boots.
If this was pre-patch, that person would be dead.
They'd be dead, much like the connection of our poor player on the side of Gelato Gems. Man.
Oh boy, I have no idea. I mean, I guess at this point, they would just have to pick a new host and then just let it ride. If a DC happens, kind of too bad, so sad. Otherwise, we'll be here for another 4 hours, and then we'll maybe be on game 3.
Sounds like a great way to spend a Friday. The lobby's back up. Okay. Third time's the charm, and if this is fourth time, then fourth time is the new third time. You just gotta believe. You gotta believe with me. Yeah, when it took so long to put me in the lobby, I was like, oh no. It's doing it again. Oh no.
Oh.
If we look forward a little bit in the set, we can check out some of the maps that we're going to be hoping that we play after this one. Let me pull it up in the LUTI server really quick. I had it up, and then I got rid of it. So, we already saw Splat Zones on Mahi Mahi Resort. That one went to Saca mode. TC on Hagglefish Market is where we are hoping and praying that we get to go next. After that one, we're going to be looking at Rainmaker on Scorch Gorge. That one, I do not have a prediction which way it will go, because I feel like there can be... It's so swingy, where one team can have the strongest opener and get a wipeout and get through the checkpoint and be all the way up in that court area, but then... I don't know, it happens to us all the time, where we lose our momentum and then it swings back the other way in overtime, and you're so sad feelings. So that one, that can go anyway. After that, we've got Clam Blitz on Ink Blot Art Academy, and that one could be interesting because Saca mode, they're usually, if not always, going to have a Dynamo player, and I think that could be an interesting one. I would say it favors Dynamo for sure, getting that ink over the walls and surprising people over those ledges. And you're gonna have to stay tuned for the rest of the matches today, because we are, I beg, loading into TC on Hagglefish Market.
Nope. No, we're not. We're going back to the lobby.
So after Inkblot Art Academy. Oh, that's tragic. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure what their options are at this point. If they don't have a sub on standby, I don't know. Well, good. The multiplayer maps and modes are updating. No, if they don't have a sub on standby, um, I would be looking to reschedule maybe and see if anybody's willing to reschedule, because that would be preferable than trying to ride out the 3v4. But we'll see what these teams agree upon. Um, we'll see if a conclusion can be reached, or maybe we just need Bro to leave the McDonald's and get an actual connection, because this is not cutting it.
Oh boy. Yeah, I mean, this is kind of a weird situation that I can't really say that I've ever seen before. Where, I mean, they're already a game in. Saca mode took a W, so like, if they're unable to continue because one player is just so laggy that they can't even start a game, like, I don't know like how a TO would even rule that. Like, does Gelato just have to forfeit? Can they just handshake and say reschedule even though we won a game? I have no idea what's gonna happen.
Well, we have our top minds scanning the LUTI help desk channel to see if anybody's getting ready to send any messages in there. Both of these teams have really, really cool people there, so I'm sure we're gonna do our best to agree to something that works for everybody. It would work real good for me if we could stop disconnecting. That'd be ideal, but what can we do? We gotta be flexible with tournaments like this.
Yep, and you know, not to slander LUTI any more than I already behind the scenes, but things like this are why LUTI can be stressful in ways you didn't expect, because you have an entire week to prepare for your match, and then something like this happens, and how do you deal with it? And I don't know. I don't even know what else to say at this point. You got any more maps to tell us about that we maybe might see? I don't know.
You bet I do, Sparta. So after Inkblot Art Academy, game number 5 would be Splat Zones on Mako Mart. If we're going to be running a 3v4, if that's the timeline that we get, we'll be cruising on down there pretty soon to Mako Mart. Mako Mart Zones used to be a big pick for Reef Slider ever since the patch adjusted it to be less of a painting special and more of a damage output kind of situation. We've been seeing Reef used less for zones and zones cheese in particular. That said, it is because of the buff it did get for the splatting power as well as the elevation change. I wouldn't be surprised, because even though it's not a guaranteed instacap, if you have something like a pencil or a mini or whatever it looks like painting behind you, that definitely significantly helps for the cap, because yes, it is an explosion of ink, but then on top of that, it's that damage, right? It makes people scatter and move around, so it could be a good pick when we inevitably get to zones on Mako Mart. After that, game number 6 for TC on Undertow. TC on Undertow, that one's a bit of a weird one. BSIB has an interesting history with that one, by which I mean we kind of stink at it.
Whoa.
How do you feel about Undertow, Sparta?
I feel like it's one of the there's like no, I feel like there's no real good game on Undertow TC. It's like one team either dominates, or it's both teams struggling to get past the first checkpoint, or the second checkpoint, because that second checkpoint is brutal, man. It is so close to the enemy spawn that, like, if you don't get a clean wipe or you don't get a healthy bubble on there, it can be like, it could determine the win just by taking that checkpoint alone. So not too much of a fan. Also, looks like we have somebody from Saca mode in here. Hello, Raviel.
Breaking news. We're rescheduling for tomorrow because I don't know.
Okay, so hopefully, or do you guys keep the one game then?
We keep the one win. This is technically not in the rules, but we're just like gentlemaning it. We're starting off with our one in our favor, and we're just starting off on the second game tomorrow. if it still doesn't work for them, then it's just gonna have to be our win. I mean, like it's we're not rescheduling, so yeah.
Yeah, that's a bummer, but what can you do? Do they?
Hot news. It's 2 Aussies and 2 Americans, so that's what's messing everything up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do they have subs registered?
They're a roster of 4. So no.
That's a tough one. That's a toughie.
Indeed. Anyways, this is just updating you so you don't have to keep talking about nothing.
All right.
Is there a time selected tomorrow? Oh. And
Well,
with that, Ravioli
we
has
will
smoke bombed
add-
into the night.
We will ask later, but I guess yeah. I guess we're free now. I guess this not really the way I expected our first day back at commentary to go, but here we are.
No, this is perfect. If you want to see how this set ends, smash that like button, hit that subscribe, ring-a-ding the bell like your life depends on it so you get notified as soon as we go live tomorrow to see what's going on here. I guess that is if both teams want the match to be streamed, because if, I mean, it's possible that Gelato would prefer to not stream with the connection issues. So we'll see how that goes tomorrow. Yeah, everybody who popped in and spent the last 35 minutes here listening to us goof around. Appreciate you. Sparta, thanks for hanging in there and riffing with me. Always appreciate that.
Yeah. I guess parting words before we end the stream, in case Gelato doesn't want a stream set, given the current conditions. Good luck to you. I hope you actually get to play out your set, because this is not how I would want my LUTI debut to go. So, good luck to you guys. Prior to the connection issues, you guys looked like you were having a strong game. So, hopefully it goes well tomorrow, in case we don't get the chance to commentate tomorrow.
Likewise, I feel the same. Then all that's left is to sign off. I've been Take, you've been you, and hopefully till tomorrow.
Goodbye.